Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So it has been a little bit of time since I've made a video, and I just wanted to say I really appreciate you clicking on this one to watch it. And if it is your first time here, thank you so much for deciding to watch my video. I hope it's entertaining, I hope you learned something, and I hope you guys stick around for some more. But in terms of why I haven't been making videos, I will explain that potentially in the next video or the one after that. But I did want to say I've missed making videos so much, and I'm really grateful and blessed that you're watching this one, so thank you for that. But I thought today that we could do a Q&A just to sort of hop back into posting and talking to you guys, because I think Q&As are a really nice way to be able to chat and just like let you in on my life and what the frick is going on in the world. And yeah, I just wanted to say hi, how are you? But anyways, for anyone who doesn't know, I am Jade. I am currently living in Bali, and I've been here for the past 9 months. Wasn't meant to be 9 months, I'll explain in a future video, but we're in Bali and it's incredible. So I get a lot of questions about Bali, and I thought I would do a little bit of a life update, Q&A, Bali Q&A especially, just because when I asked on my Instagram, ask me anything for a YouTube Q&A, most of you guys were asking Bali related questions, so I just thought we could talk about that, talk about life, talk about relationships, all that good stuff, and get back into posting some good content for you guys. So if you like this video, do give it a big thumbs up, and if you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe, and let's get started with today's Q&A. You guys always come in clutch with the questions. Hold on. I also have a cup of coffee. Oh. Happiness. Happiness. Okay, let's get started with this Q&A. Someone said, where do you think of as home? So Bali is definitely my home right now. Basically, I planned to come to Bali for 2 months, and I had gotten a 6-month visa, which is called the social visa. I planned to come for 2 months, and after about a month and a half, I was like, I am not ready to leave Bali yet. There's so much more inner work I need to do, so I'm gonna stay for 6 months. Then 6 months came, and I was like, I wanna stay here long term. How am I gonna make this happen? Like job, etc., visa. And so it's been a process, but I'm now here 9 months, and I will do a video on how to actually move to Bali full time, but I would definitely consider Bali my home. In short, a lot of my stuff is still in London in storage because that's where I've been living for the past 5 years, but I have completely made Bali my home, which is really incredible, and I'm really happy here. So yeah, Bali. Okay, let's just get straight into this juicy one. Let's just go in for it. Let's just do it. Why did you and Harry break up? I was so shocked when I found out. Love you lots. Oh, I really do appreciate you guys like respecting me a lot with this. Obviously, like, I go from being in a relationship for like 4 years, and although I wasn't like super public with it on like social media, like Harry was sort of in a couple of videos, yeah, it was a big thing. Like, why did we break up? In short, we broke up because I moved to Bali, and it wasn't anything to do with the relationship or with him or with, it was to do with me, but it was more I needed to come out here and figure out who I was, because I was really just like, I lacked so much of myself, and I really lost a lot of who I was in London, or I hadn't really discovered that side of myself yet. So I said to Harry one day, like, I think I really need to like go somewhere, and Bali was like the place that kept on like coming to me. I kept on saying like, I think I need to go to Bali. And when I came out here, we hadn't like really broken up. It was weird. Like, honestly, it was so weird, which is why I really struggled to speak about it. And also from a sort of like a respectful point of view as well, I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, especially with YouTube. Like, everything is out on the internet forever, and I know in the past like I've spoken about things and then not regretted it, but I've hurt people along the way, so I didn't want to do that. But basically, yeah, I came to Bali, and then obviously when I wasn't going back, like, that relationship was never gonna work, so we just decided to like end it, and it was really hard, and it still is really complicated because like obviously my stuff is in London, and yeah, there was just a lot of things that were left unsaid, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And we're both fully grown adults, and we both have a lot of love for each other. Like, you can't be with someone for so long and like not have sort of like a piece of them with you. But in terms of like being in a relationship, I just don't think it was the right relationship for either of us. But yeah, it's a little bit complicated still, and I haven't made like a video or anything on it. Maybe I will, just talking about it from a place of where I'm at now in terms of like who I am and the growth and what I've uncovered. But I know I needed to become myself before I could be in like a healthy relationship. Ew, straight in there. Okay, next one. Steph said, any tips for dealing with a breakup or a long-term relationship? Girl, we're just gonna make a video on this one. Let's just make a video, okay? Let me know. Yeah, let me know down in the comments if you would like a big breakup relationship video, because I haven't done one of those before, but I'm here for it. Okay, next one. How did you find the confidence again when you've gained weight? I never actually lost the confidence, and like when I gained weight, I really just didn't have like that sense of attachment to my body, being like, oh my god, you've gained weight. And like I purposefully didn't weigh myself on the scales to know like how much I was weighing. I just sort of lived my life, and then my body just changed accordingly to how I was living my life. And I only started really having a bit of like issue with the weight gain was when everyone was like projecting on me and telling me I looked fat and telling me I should go back to the way I was and that they would pray for me. And then when people were saying all these things to me, I was like, oh my god, like maybe I shouldn't have gained weight, what have I done? But then at the end of the day, like I really don't care, and I've never cared. It's crazy, like I've never cared about gaining the weight. I'm just a human living my body. Like this is just the body that I'm in, and like my body doesn't define who I am. Like I am me inside of this body, and so like I'm still the same person, and if not, I'm more myself now, just because like I feel like confident and healthy, and just like, yeah, I really don't care. And I know it's not the same for everyone, but I really wish more people had that mindset in terms of like, it doesn't matter what you weigh as long as you're healthy and as long as you're happy. If you weigh a lot and you're unhealthy, like that's a problem. But if you have a little bit more fat on your body and you're still a healthy human, I think that's the most important thing. Okay, are you married? No. What is your favorite thing to do during this quarantine? Well, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know Bali isn't on lockdown, so it's not like other countries where you can't go out of the house, or you have to go out with certain people, or like only the husband can go out. Like that's actually a thing in some countries. So when I see people complaining about it in England, I'm like, you know, it's worse for other people. And what we forget is that people have been quarantined in their countries for their whole lives. People have been quarantined in their houses for their whole lives, and we just seem to forget about this. And then as soon as it becomes like our problem, it's like a big issue. I can't 100% speak from experience because Bali is different, so I somewhat know what it feels like, because we had a mini quarantine here for a couple of days, and I know it's hard, but I think we just need to like focus on what we can do, which would be like self-growth, a lot of self-love, like self-pleasure, just like, you know, just doing the things that make you feel good, baking, dancing, singing, you know, painting your nails, putting hair masks in, like that's literally all we can do. And then obviously like working on like your mental health or your business or connecting with people. Like I FaceTime my grandma every day. I think these are the things we need to focus on to do during quarantine. And in terms of what I'm doing, like I still go to work, which is in the gym, so the gyms still are open here, so I do have a little bit more freedom, but nothing's really changed except for like not going out and partying, and that would be the only thing. How was the whole transitioning moving to Bali, and what made you move? PS, love the content. Thank you so much. So the reason I moved to Bali is because I went to Miami with my friend Phoebe last year. You might have seen those vlogs, and I was there and we were staying in a beautiful complex, like apartment complex that like people lived at, and I was like, oh my god, people like live like this all the time. Like they live in these beautiful apartments with like swimming pools and sun and like community, and like I didn't have those things in London. I had a nice apartment, but I didn't have like community or like a pool or sunshine, and like I don't know, I just felt so positive in Miami. And I got back to London and it was like the rainiest day of the year, and I was like, oh my God, I can't be here anymore. Like, I just had this, I can't be here anymore. I need to go be happy, and I need to go figure out what that means to me, because it's easy to say, oh, be happy, but like, what makes you happy? And I wanted to make sure I wasn't settling, and not in terms of a relationship. Like, I was like, oh yeah, the gym makes me happy here, and this makes me happy, and F45 makes me happy, but like, is there more to that? Like, is there a higher level? Do I need to go deeper within myself? Because those things could make me happy, but what if things could make me happier? And I needed to go figure out what those things were. And then Bali just came to my mind, and I was like, I need to go to Bali. I freaking need to have my eat, pray, love moment. I'd never been to Bali before, and I just knew this was where I was meant to be. I don't know, it's just, I can't describe it, but when you know, you know. And yeah, everything has worked out the way it's meant to, for sure. But it's freaking hard. I'll make a video about it. How to move to Bali. Someone said, when are you going to transform to a six-pack? Dude, leave me alone. Currently reading. I have 2 books on the go currently. One is called Eastern Body, Western Mind. She's thick. Like, hold on, let me show you how thick. She is a thick daddy. Oh, Jesus, there was something in that. Real thick daddy. And it's a big, heavy read. So I tend to float between books. So I'm currently reading Eastern Body, Western Mind, and it's more for me to learn and educate myself about energy systems in the body and things like that. And then another book I'm currently reading is Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. I adore the Brené Brown podcast with Oprah. Oprah's podcast is my favorite. It's called Super Soul Sessions, and they're very spiritual, but also very realistic in terms of like what's going on in the world and how you can fuse spirituality with the modern day life. And then she has incredible guests on there that are speaking about their life experiences or their teachings or their books. Yeah, it's a really powerful podcast, and I started listening to Brené Brown's podcast on it, and it's the one on Daring Greatly, where she talks about when she started getting so much backlash on the internet over a TED Talk she did. And trust me, I've been there, done that, got the freaking t-shirt of getting hate online. And she talks about, rather than crumbling, you just need to be vulnerable and put yourself out there. And she reads a quote by Theodore Roosevelt, and it just, like, that podcast was so epic. And so then, yeah, I got her book Daring Greatly, and then she also has quite a few other books, maybe like 4 or 5 big ones. Highly recommend, highly recommend. So they're the 2 currently at the Mo. What is your dream job? Honestly, I'm doing my dream job right now. Like, I think it's incredible having YouTube as like a part of my job, like on one side of it, and Instagram is really great. And then the other part of my life that I love is like training people, which is like, I love group coaching and working in a gym environment and being really flexible with the hours. So I love doing F45 because it's obviously group coaching, flexible hours, and I'm currently doing that in Bali as well. So I'm not doing F45, I'm working at a gym teaching classes, and I love that because it's not like 5 a.m. till 9 p.m. hours, and I get to, you know, help so many amazing women every single day. So if I could have like that with YouTube and Instagram and being able to connect on more of a global scale, dream job. But I would obviously like to raise it, and I think that's always like the goal, you know, you want to grow more, be more, help more, and that applies to both like the gym and also online as well. Ooh, so nice. But yeah, definitely in the fitness industry, and then also connecting with people, which is why I like social media. It's not about like the fame or the growth. Like, it's not about like the fame and becoming like super famous or anything like that. It's just being able to connect with so many people that you wouldn't be able to connect with otherwise. If you didn't move to Bali, where do you think you would be? Oh guys, when I was having my dilemma, my life dilemma about like where I should go and what I should do, I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll leave London and maybe I'll go to like Birmingham, which is like a different part of England. I was like, oh my God, where am I gonna go? And I could see myself living in Miami, but obviously visa situation means I could only be there for 90 days. I could see myself living in LA. Of course, visa America, could only be there for 90 days. Also could not work there. And then Bali just came to me and I knew that was the place. I hadn't even considered anywhere else really other than like places that I'd been, which was Miami and LA. but I didn't think of like any other countries in Asia and think, oh, I could live there, like the Philippines or Kuala Lumpur or Singapore or something like that. They hadn't even crossed my mind. Bali just came to my mind and I came here. But do I think I could potentially live anywhere else? I definitely could, but I definitely now know like my non-negotiables in life. Like I need to be in the sunshine. I love island life. I really like being away from like big shopping malls and, you know, chains and things like that. Like I'm really just sort of like, it's a bit icky to me. So I like that sort of like island lifestyle of just like having what you have and being grateful for it. It's nice. Oh, saying that though, if I did have to live in like a super western place, I would want to live in Australia because it's sunny, there's hot men. How's your family in the UK? So my mom and my little brothers are in Ireland. They're in Dublin. I don't know my dad. And then my nanny is in England. So yeah, they're a bit spread out, but they're all good. I FaceTime my nanny every single night. She's so cute. Because she's like alone and stuff. And then my mom and brothers are good. They're just doing their thing. Everyone's healthy and everyone's hopefully happy, which is the good thing. Okay, we'll do a few more. Do you think moving to Bali has shaped you into the person you are now? I would hope so, yeah. No, it definitely has. I wouldn't be me right now if I hadn't come to Bali. And I've done so much like therapy and stuff here that I've really just like peeled back a lot of layers and really worked with the things that I buried inside of myself for so long. And had I not been here and met the people that I had, I wouldn't have been able to do those things. I don't think on the same level. So I think Bali's definitely shaped me, and I think it's going to continue to shape me, and I'm going to continue to grow. And if I ever do leave Bali in the future, like I'm going to still continue doing these things. But I think I needed to change my life so dramatically and drastically to really just like shock myself into like making a change. And I don't think we all need to do that. I think we can also make small changes every single day, but I think I just got into a point where I needed like a massive shift in life to really want to change my mindset and change who I was. Not change who I was, become who I am. Yeah. How did you find where to live in Bali? I booked an Airbnb like long-term sublet. Airbnb sublets is Jade. They work out cheaper. Hold on, copy. They work out much cheaper if you do like a month. And so I did 1 month somewhere, and then when I was living in the town that I live in, I found another place. Ended up living there for like 5 months, and then I met friends here who had a villa, and then I ended up moving into a villa there. But there's loads of Facebook groups always when you're moving to a city or a country, and like I think that's the best way that you can find places. But in terms of like if you want to like discover the area and like figure out where you want to be, just like get an Airbnb sublet, like a long let, and usually if you do over a month it's cheaper. And then you can really get a feel like, oh, I like living here. Oh, I actually want to be over there. You know what I mean? And that's sort of what I did, and it just took a couple of months. Where are you from? I am born in England, raised in Ireland. I was born in Chester, the north of England, and when I was 5, I moved to Dublin. Lived there all the way until I was a teenager. Then I spent a couple of years in America because I had a boyfriend there. Then I went to university in Barcelona. Then I moved back to London for 5 years, and then I moved to Bali. Indonesia is a big country. Why do you only visit Bali? I think when we live somewhere, we tend not to visit it a lot. Like there's so much of Ireland I haven't seen despite living there my whole life pretty much. And there's so much of England I haven't seen, and yeah, I just think it is the way it is, but I love Bali, so I don't want to leave. What is your horoscope? So I'm Sag, Leo, so like my moon sign is Leo, and then Sagittarius is the month I was born, so November. And all of those are fire signs, so I'm quite a fiery person. I really love astrology. I think it's fascinating, so I highly recommend getting the app CoStar or the pattern. They're really good. So yeah, Sag, Leo. If you want to add me on CoStar, I think my name is Jade Jocelyn or Jade Jocelyn 1. It's one of those. We can see if we're compatible or not. I'll do like 1 or 2 more. How's your laser hair treatment going? Can you recommend it? Recommending so far, really good. I think it's important to find a place that has a really good laser, that they have really good results, and try and get a deal on it, because I know it's not the cheapest things. I've done like 3 sessions, but if you're thinking about starting, I would just say start, because it's such a long-winded process, because you have to wait like a month in between sessions, so it's going to take time before you're hair free. But I haven't completely finished mine yet, but I will keep you updated. What's social distancing like in Bali? They've given us rules, but then we're still allowed out. Does that make sense? Like, you can't go to a party, but if you wanted to go to a villa and meet friends, you could do that. I guess you could do that maybe in England and people wouldn't know, but yeah, people just have to choose to respect the fact that we should be social distancing. One last one. What do you feel is most important for starting a YouTube? I don't know where to start. Girl, Rob's not the best person to ask. I haven't posted a video in 2 months, but the answer would be consistency. Just putting yourself out there. Consistency, complete vulnerability, without letting your boundaries go. Being honest, being authentic, just learning that it's not always going to be perfect. You're not always going to look your best. You're going to have spots. You're just going to be who you are, and you just have to be okay with that. And then, yeah, I really don't even think it comes down to like being the best editor or stuff. Like, I think having a niche, so if you want to be known as that person with sick edits and stuff, like niche on that, but like in terms of just like being you, I think that's the best thing and my advice. But I would just say start, because you should do it for you and no one else at the end of the day. That can be my biggest piece of advice. So like the reason I haven't been posting was because like I had other stuff going on in my life that was quite personal, and that's why I didn't. And now I'm posting again because I want to, and you have to do it for you, and hopefully the people who subscribe and watch you will understand that. But yeah, just like love the people who watch you as well, because like you wouldn't be you on YouTube or on a platform without them. And I think it's always reminding yourself of that, like these are actual people watching, and you should be really grateful for their time, which I am. So I'm gonna end on that one. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this Q&A. I have lots more videos that I have planned and want to do, so I really appreciate it. Definitely gonna do more of a Bali one if you want help with just coming to Bali or moving to a country. Gonna do more vlogs, and I'm also gonna do more about like fitness and diet, because I've actually started intermittent fasting. So I'm gonna do an intermittent fasting video and maybe a relationship video as well. So that is all. I hope you liked the video. If you did, do give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.